Thanks for watching Film Buff, really, honestly. It's fucking great.
Oh, hello, my friends. How's it going? My name is Film Buff. All right, man. Yeah, so I've been gone. I've been gone for a long time. A month, more than a month, I think now. Basically, June. June was, it was a tough month. It was really, it was a busy month. And I missed it. I missed YouTube so much because I love doing it, man. If I could make this like a full-time thing, man, I would take it in a heartbeat. It would be so amazing to do something like this full time. But it's not that easy. Because do I think I could make it as a full-time YouTuber? I think so. I think I could. But see, it's like this cycle, man. To do that, you need lots of time. You need to put in lots of hours. And I feel like if I had the time and I really, focused on this, I do feel like I could make this into a full-time thing. I really firmly believe I could. But to do that, you need time, man. And time is what I don't have at the moment, man. Only if I had a TARDIS. Only if I had a TARDIS. I'm a dork. Also, let me tell you guys about my scheduling the next few months. Unfortunately, I can only record and edit on Saturdays and Sundays for the next few months, guys. Monday to Friday, not possible at all. I'm sure a lot of you guys know, but even though these uploads are usually around 20 minutes, it takes a long time, man. It takes a really long time to get one of these out. It takes hours to pull one of these out. I was actually talking to Suraj from the Normies, and we're going back and forth to talking about the struggles of editing and bringing it down to 10 minutes and how every second counts. So it was a fun little conversation. So Monday to Friday, I just no time for it, but Saturdays and Sundays I'll have time. That means there's only going to be one episode every 7 days. That comes to what, like 4 episodes a month. Again, guys, I'm all about being upfront and not bullshitting anyone. That's my schedule, guys. I know some people like consistent uploads. Unfortunately, my schedule does not allow me to do that. There's a lot of people that do stick around. There's over 13,000 of you, so I'm still absolutely baffled that so many people are here, man. Thank you so much. All I can say is thank you so much. I know the schedule's so random, but I hope I'm doing something right that a bunch of you guys are sticking around.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, we'll get used to it.
Where are we?
Good question. Let's see. So, judging by the architecture, I'd say we're around the year 200,000. If you listen, engines. We're on some sort of space station. Yeah, definitely a space station. It's a bit warm in here. They could turn the heating down. I'll let the doctor describe it.
The fourth great and bountiful human empire, and there it is, planet Earth at its height. Covered with mega cities, 5 moons, population 96 billion.
Ooh.
The hub of a galactic domain stretching across 1 million planets, 1 million species, with mankind right in the middle. He's your boyfriend.
Not anymore.
You mate, stop pushing. Get back. I said back.
Fine cuisine.
My watch must be wrong. No, it's fine. It's weird.
That's what comes of showing off. Your history's not as good as you thought it was.
My history's perfect.
Well, obviously not.
They're all human. What about the millions of planets, the millions of species? Where are they?
Good question. Actually, that is a good question. Because you can't just read the guidebook. You've got to throw yourself in, eat the food, use the wrong verbs, get charged double, and end up kissing complete strangers. Or is that just me? Stop asking questions. Go and do it. Off you go then. Your first date.
You're gonna get a smack, you are.
Latest news, sandstorms on the new Venus archipelago, 200 dead. Glasgow water riots into their 3rd day. Space Lady 77 closed by sunspot activity. And over on the Bad Wolf channel, the face of Bo has just announced...
The Bad Wolf.
I get it. You broadcast the news.
We are the news. We're the journalists. We write it, package it and sell it. 600 channels, all coming out of Satellite 5, broadcasting everywhere.
Something is wrong.
Is that Simon Pegg?
Something
It is.
It's like everything's gone. Home, family, everything.
That was Rose the first time she made her big trip.
Doctor gave it a bit of a top up.
3, 2, and spike.
Compressed information streaming into it. Reports from every city, every country, every planet, and they all get packaged inside her head. And they transmit 600 channels. Every single fact in the Empire beams out of this place.
Ooh.
Now that's what I call power.
Maybe I could just go and sit on the observation deck. Would that be alright? Soak it in, pretend I'm a citizen of the year 200,000.
Do you want me to come with you?
No, you stick with the doctor.
Don't be sneaky, man. He has that phone. I know what he's doing.
You'd rather be with him. It's gonna take a better man than me to get between you two.
Let's look at the facts, shall we? Hidden behind a genetic graft, but that's still you. Eva San Julien, last surviving member of the Freedom 15.
Ooh.
Self-declared anarchist, is that right?
You control Satellite 5.
There's the truth!
The Freedom Foundation has been monitoring Satellite 5's transmissions. We have absolute proof that the facts are being manipulated. You are lying to the people.
Ooh, I love it. Say it again.
This whole system is corrupt.
Why's all the crew human?
What's that got to do with anything?
There's no aliens on board. Why?
I don't know, no real reason. They're not banned or anything.
Then where are they?
I suppose immigration's tightened up. It's had to, what with all the threats.
What threats?
I
Topical.
don't know, all of them, usual stuff. Doctor, I think if there was any sort of conspiracy, Satellite 5 would have seen it. We see everything.
I can see better. The society's the wrong shape. Even the technology.
It's cutting edge.
It's backwards. There's a great big door in your head.
Type 2, you are the computer. You can transmit any piece of information from the archive of
Gotta be careful, man.
which is just about the entire history of the human race. Now,
It's tempting.
Security scan complete.
Well, who is he?
He is no one.
What does that mean?
He is no one.
What, you mean he has a fake ID?
He has no identification.
But everyone's registered. We have a census for the entire empire.
He is no one.
What? He doesn't exist? Not anywhere?
He is no one.
What about the blonde?
She is no one.
Both of them? Well, we all know what happens to non-entities. They get promoted.
The ventilation system. Cooling ducts, ice filters, all working flat out. Channeling massive amounts of heat down.
All the way from the top.
Floor 500.
Something up there is generating tons and tons of heat.
Well, I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm missing out on a party. It's all going on upstairs.
The boss?
Can't see you, Trip. Come on, come with us.
No way.
Bye.
Well, don't mention my name. When you get in trouble, just don't involve me.
That's her gone. Adam's given up. Looks like it's just you and me.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Look at Rose.
It's a place where humans are allowed to live by kind permission of my client.
Come on, let me see him. Oh.
What is that?
You mean that thing's in charge of Satellite 5?
That thing, as you put it, is in charge of the human race. Create a climate of fear, and it's easy to keep the borders closed. It's just a matter of emphasis. The right word in the right broadcast repeated often enough can destabilize an economy, invent an enemy, change a vote.
So all the people on Earth are like slaves.
Well, now, there's an interesting point. Is a slave a slave? If he doesn't know, he's enslaved.
Yes.
Oh, I was hoping for a philosophical debate. Is that all I'm gonna get?
Yes. Yes.
You're no fun. Time Lord.
What?
Oh, yes. The last of the Time Lords in his travelling machine. Or with his little human girl from long ago.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Time travel.
Someone's been telling you lies.
God, his head.
What the hell's he done? What the hell's he gone and done? They're reading his mind. He's telling them everything.
And through him, I know everything about you. Every piece of information in his head is now mine. And you have infinite knowledge, Doctor.
And no one's gonna stop you. Because you've bred a human race which doesn't bother to ask questions. Stupid little slaves, believing every lie. They'll just trot right into the slaughterhouse if they're told it's made of gold.
He's talking to her.
Oi, mate, you want to bank on a certainty? Massive wheat in a massive body. Massive bang. See you in the headlines.
Actually, sir, if it's all the same to you, I think I'll resign. Bye then.
I'm all right now. Much better. I've got the key. Look, it's...
Oh, you're about to get a
It
punch.
worked out for the best, didn't it? Well, you know, it's not actually my fault because you were in charge. It's my house.
Is there something else you want to tell me?
No. What do you mean?
He knows.
The archive of Satellite 5. 1 second of that message could have changed the world. That's it then. See ya. The whole of history could have changed because of you.
I just wanted to help.
You were helping yourself.
And
Yep.
I'm sorry, and I've said I'm sorry, and I really am, but you can't just leave me like this.
Yes, I can, because if you show the head to anyone, they'll dissect you in seconds.
But I want to come with you.
I only take the best. I've got Rose.
Ooh. All right, guys, let's talk about episode 7. The first thing that really, comes to mind, the relationship, the Doctor and Rose, or the 7 episodes, I've maintained that it's not a romantic thing. He cares for her, he enjoys her company. This episode, though, guys, I'm starting to change it up a bit now. I saw some different signs. In this episode, it was a bit more clear that there might be more to it than just, having a fun time together. It does kind of, it is starting to feel like the Doctor and Rose might have feelings for each other. I saw a few different scenes that kind of allude to this. Even Adam alludes to this. He's like, it's gonna, you're gonna need a greater man than me to make you forget about the Doctor. And then there's that one scene of them in the elevator because the one girl doesn't want to come, and then I believe the Doctor's like, well then, it's just you and me. And then, she's like, I guess it is, or something along those lines. And then, they hold hands, and then they're looking at each other, and Rose has this, goofy look in her face, and they're looking at each other. And even in the beginning of the episode, the Doctor has this smile on his face, because he tells Rose a bit of the layout so she can tell Adam what's going on. And, as she's explaining it, you can see the Doctor, his arms crossed, and he's just got this big smile on his face, and he's looking at Rose. So it's starting to become maybe a romantic thing now. It's starting to become a romantic thing now. Hey, I'm not against it, man. That's cool. I don't mind it. Rose and the Doctor, it's cool. It's good to see. Also, I saw Simon Pegg, funny guy, really good actor. It was cool to see him. So the Doctor was telling Rose and Adam about this being the human race at its best and at its most intelligent. But it turns out it wasn't, man. Something else was going on. It was actually really run down, and it didn't quite seem like the human race is at its best at this moment. Rose kind of took a dig, a fun little dig. She's like, oh, maybe your history's not as good as you think. But the Doctor, he maintained, no, my history is perfect. And I think it is perfect because, he basically called it. Something was going on here. This episode, it's strange, man, but it's really topical. And I believe this is 2005. Right now it's 2017, man, but it was still topical. A lot of the things that they were talking about in this episode relate to the things that are going on in 2017. They touched up on immigration. They touched up on, news, fake news, controlled news, because knowledge is power. And it turns out that this satellite is controlling all of the knowledge, all of the news. It's repackaging it as they please. I believe the line was something like, nothing happens in the human empire without going through us. And that's a major problem, massive problem, man. The idea of humans being slaves was brought up, and Simon Pegg's character was like, now that's interesting, because can they be considered slaves if they're clueless and don't even know that they're slaves, and that they're being force-fed this altered news and knowledge? And of course the doctor puts his foot down right away. He's like, yes, they're still slaves even though they don't know it. How there's that saying, right? I've said it already, knowledge is power. Every single fact is coming out of this place. It's been, it's going through them, and then it's up to them to decide how to pre-package it, retell it as they please. So they can, they're straight up lying about a lot of the things. So, knowledge is power, man. And if you're the only source of knowledge, then it's absolute power, man. Because that's the only source of news that the whole human empire is getting. That's what I'm getting from this, right? I believe they said something like 600 channels, all broadcasting out of Satellite 5, pre-packaged. So they are basically telling the human empire how to feel about things, and basically manipulating and lying to the people. And Suki's character was basically part of this freedom force that has intercepted signals coming out of the satellite, and they know that it's being manipulated, and the knowledge is being manipulated, news is being manipulated, and lies are being told here. She came in, infiltrated, but she ended up dying. Oh, and going back to the immigration thing and the aliens missing, I remember what they were saying. Create a climate of fear, and it's easy to keep the borders closed. Again, man. Topical, really topical, even in 2017. Yes, this has some silly fun moments, but the writers were dealing with some really interesting topics even in 2005, man. So that's another great thing about the show, man. I'm really liking it. Let's talk about Adam. Now, see, it was a mistake bringing Adam, because Adam had his Marty McFly moment. He had his Charlie and the Chocolate Factory moment, because, he saw stars. He saw stars in his eyes, and he saw all these crazy possibilities of this future technology and this knowledge, and he tried to beam it back to his actual timeline. So yeah, man, remember that moment in Back to the Future? Marty is in the future, and he has results to the World Series, baseball, and he wants to take it back with him. And the doctor, not the doctor, well, yeah, the doctor, Doc Brown, he was so angry. Remember how angry he got? He reminded him, that's not the reason we're here, man. This is not ethical. We're not here for you to make a profit or make a name for yourself. And then I said Charlie and the Chocolate Factory because remember that moment Grandpa Joe and Charlie, kind of sneak off from the group and have the drinks. It's a temptation. But yeah, man, Adam had his Marty McFly moment. He nearly fucked everything up. At one point he ends up getting that implant, and he tries to beam it back to his timeline in the past. And because of that, Simon Pegg's character knew who the Doctor is, and he figured out that, oh, you're the Time Lord, the last of the Time Lords, and he knows about the TARDIS. So yeah, Adam nearly fucked everything up, man. And the Doctor kind of puts him in his place. He at the end of the episode, he's like, you did it for you. It was all for self-gain. And I agree. I think Adam, just like Marty McFly in that moment, it was all for self-gain. He saw the crazy possibilities of having this kind of knowledge and taking it back to his past. Just like Doc Brown, the Doctor was really angry. He left him behind. I actually thought the Doctor is going to punch him as he's, going towards him. Adam's like, oh, I'm all fine now. But, he just kind of shoves him back into the TARDIS. But once again, it's human nature. And, the writers are showing us another side of humans here. Again, the temptation, self-gain. It was highly unethical of him to do this, but he was being reckless, man. The Doctor told him, one simple change, this information that you're trying to sneak back into the past, it could absolutely change the landscape of the timeline, So yeah, man, the Doctor was hard on him, and I agree, he should have been hard on him. He left him behind. He even asked Rose, but Rose is, Rose gave him kind of like this look like, nah, man, you fucked up. One of the things I really like about the Doctor is that, any timeline he goes to, it feels like he really helps to unlock someone's mind. He really opens people up. He helps them break out of their shells. Now I can't remember the character's name, but she was the one who she had the cornrows, and she had the implant that was beaming all the news. He really helped her break loose. Break out of her shell. he questioned, he demanded that she question things, and she's a journalist, so he demanded that she question things. So I love that about the Doctor, man. He helps people break loose. He helps people understand things, because he's such a cultured man. He has so much knowledge, on his travels. So, I love seeing it, man. And once again, I'm going to say I love Eccleston as the Doctor. I can already tell I'm going to be super sad to see him go, I know they switched the Doctors. I'm going to be super sad to see him go. I'm going to miss him, man. But yeah, man, another good episode, another fun episode. Oh, one more thing, topical again. The lady that was talking to the Doctor and Rose the whole time, the cornrows, for a show in 2005, it was cool to see. She came into that room. This is the first demonstration she's going to give to Adam, the Doctor, and Rose. Ladies and gentlemen, multi-sex, undecided, or robot. It was cool to see that, it was so inclusive. It was really cool to see that the writers put that in there. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed it, please smash that thumbs up, leave your comments, let me know what you guys thought. Once again, I apologize for being gone for a month. Unfortunately, that's how it is. I just want to be really upfront about my schedule. It's really random, guys. Unfortunately, it's really random. Again, if I could do this full time, I would do it in a heartbeat. But unfortunately for that, you need lots of time. I have seen channels that are able to actually do this full time because of their Patreon and their patrons. But those are big channels, man, huge numbers. But once again, guys, just wanted to let you know that I can only do YouTube stuff on Saturdays and Sundays now. Monday to Friday is not possible at all. So basically, there's going to be about 4 episodes of Doctor Who a month. But yeah, thanks for sticking around. There's a lot of you that are still subs and have stuck around, so I thank you so much for that. Thank you. I love doing this. I'm gonna continue doing it. It's not as fast as other people's uploads, but I'm gonna keep doing it, and I hope you guys keep enjoying it. So yeah, thanks for dropping by, guys. Take it easy.